Yo, it's time for Economic Trend on Rock City 101.9 FM, where we give you stories trending in business and, of course, the economic sector in Nigeria. My name is Ololade Sanyaolu. Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) says it recorded 194 cases of vandalization by oil thieves on its petroleum products pipeline nationwide between January 2017 and January this year. The corporation, in its operational and financial report, explains that most of the attacks were recorded in the southeast and south-south regions. According to NNPC, 187 out of the 194 vandalization occurred on the Port Harcourt Aba Enugu segment of the pipeline network. It says the continued vandalism is affecting a strategic plan to export refined petroleum products. The MKO Abiola International Trade Fair Complex at Abeokuta is to give way for the proposed terminus and the right-of-way of the Lagos-Ibadan Standard Gauge Rail Station project being implemented by the federal government. Other facilities to be sited in the proposed terminus include shopping malls and hotels. Transportation Minister Rotimi Amechi made this known during a visit to the site in Abeokuta. The minister says the project was shifted to the trade fair because the land originally acquired for the rail project right-of-way in Abeokuta had been taken over by about 1,000 private homes at Harmony Housing Estate near Okimoso. Governor Ibikunle Amosun says MKO Trade Fair Complex will be located to a more suitable place in Abeokuta in order to prevent the demolition of houses in the axis. Already, the laying of the standard gauge track for the Lagos-Ibadan segment of the Lagos-Kano New Rail project has begun from Pakpalanto near Abeokuta. The Chinese contractor handling the rail project, China Engineering and Construction Corporation (CCEC), says about 1.5 kilometers of the new rail track is being laid daily to meet the December deadline. Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has finally suspended the Air Operator Certificate (AOC) of one of the 8 surviving indigenous carriers, First Nation Airways, indefinitely. By the suspension, the operators of the airline are expected to return the AOC to the NCAA's Director of Operations and Training within 7 days of receiving the letter. The decision came after months of operating scheduled flights with one aircraft in violation of civil aviation regulations. The terms and conditions of issuance of its AOC, which stipulates minimum of 2 aircraft to carry out scheduled operations. ExxonMobil affiliate Mobile Producing Nigeria Unlimited, operator of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Mobile Producing Nigeria joint venture, has unveiled plans to invest about 13 billion naira, that's about $43 million in Nigeria. The proposed investment will go into 3 community health, economic empowerment and education projects in Akwa Ibom State within the next 18 months. The 3 projects include a technical skills center, an Ikot Akata, a trauma center at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, and an engineering complex at the University of Uyo. The technical skills center will consist of a 3-block training complex for critical skills required in oil and gas careers such as pipeline fabrication, welding, electrical works, chemical laboratory works, civil works, and engineering design. The center is expected to train more than 100 students annually. The trauma center, which is to be housed in a 2-floor medical complex, will help reduce mortality rate in major medical emergencies. The center will include a resuscitation and burns room, a theater suite, helipad, ambulance bay and triage area, high dependency and radiology unit, mini labs, wards, pharmacy, administrative offices, library, and doctor, call and seminar rooms. The engineering complex, which will be equipped with generators and independent water supply, will feature 2 floors of workshops, laboratories, a lecture theater, conference rooms, and faculty offices. It is expected to serve about 2,000 students, mostly from Akwa Ibom State. National Agency for Food, Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) on Saturday lifted the shutdown order on 3 companies closed on May 7 for production of codeine cough syrups. The companies include the Emzo Pharmaceuticals Industries Limited, Lagos, Peace Standard Pharmaceutical Limited, and Bioraj Pharmaceutical Limited in Ilorin, Kwara State. Director General NAFDAC of Professor Mojisola Adeyeye issues the directive following meetings held with the companies and its Directorate of Investigation and Enforcement, Drug Evaluation Research, and Narcotics and Controlled Substances. According to NAFDAC, the production of codeine syrup is to be stopped immediately until further notice while investigations continue. NAFDAC says it will hold a stakeholders meeting on the codeine crisis in a few days to develop a roadmap for the supply chain distribution and the future of codeine syrup manufacturing. NAFDAC explains it had clamped down on the three companies due to their inability to provide required documents for NAFDAC officials during an inspection of the facilities on May 2 and 3 at Ilorin and Lagos. Earlier, the Federal Ministry of Health had announced a ban on the production and import of cough syrup containing codeine. Plateau State is to commence exportation of Irish potatoes next year as part of efforts to boost its revenue. The state governor, Simon Lalong, made this known while addressing newsmen in Jos on the tourism potentials of state, says the state has the most unique weather in Nigeria where potatoes could thrive well. The governor says exporting the commodity implied generating revenue to provide more development projects and employment opportunities for the youth. Lalong, speaking on the Jazz Carnival, which ended on Saturday, explains that the fiesta did not only reposition Plateau as a holiday destination in Nigeria and beyond, but also showcase the agricultural prowess of the state to investors. Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria (SPDC) says it lost about 9,000 barrels of oil a day to theft on the pipeline network in 2017. The loss is more than the approximate 6,000 barrels daily in 2016, but less than 25,000 barrels daily in 2015. The company managing director Osage Okumbo, speaking in Lagos, said the number of sabotage-related spills in 2017 increased to 62 compared to 48 in 2016. The number is less than 94 in 2015. Okumbo blames the increase in the volume of oil theft in 2017 to the militant-induced shutdown of the Forcados export terminal in 2016, which reduced opportunities for third-party interference. On deep water investment, it says that since its startup in 2005, Bonga had produced about 763 million barrels of oil cumulatively at production capacity of 225,000 barrels per day. Ogun State government says it has produced an urban renewal-based map for Abeokuta, the state capital. The urban renewal-based map, developed by the Urban and Physical Planning Ministry, is also for Shagamu, Ota, Ilaro, and Ijebu-Ode. Urban and Physical Planning Commissioner Mrs. Rokeshukefun, who made it known to newsmen in Abeokuta, also says a development plan has been developed for the new Abeokuta city. Also produced by the ministry, according to her, are raster imageries for major towns in the state for easier monitoring of physical development. Shokefu explains that our ministry has developed a land use zoning map to guide investors requesting for land in the state. The presidency has followed moves by some officials to sell off about 100 properties of the federal government abroad. Finance Minister Mrs. Kemi Adeosun, who made it known in Abuja at a news conference, explains that the properties belong to Nigeria's foreign missions and agencies. The properties, according to the minister, were deliberately left out of an earlier audit of federal properties conducted by a team of government auditors who went around the world to take an inventory of properties. Adeosun says some of the affected properties, which were abandoned, were recovered and captured in a fresh audit exercise. Joint Admission Matriculation Board (JAM) says it realized 8.4 billion naira from the sale of application forms for the 2018 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME). The board registrar, Professor Ishaq Ololade, made it known to newsmen in Abuja. He explained that the revenue was realized from 1,662,763 candidates who wrote the examination. Ololade, however, says the figure is lower than 1,718,000 candidates who sat for the 2017 edition of the examination. After the conduct of the 2017 UTME, JAMB remitted revenue totaling 7.8 billion naira into the Federation account for sharing by the three tiers of government. Lagos State government has finalized plans to upgrade the Sabo Industrial Estate, Yaba, in Lagos metropolis into a technological hub and a Silicon Valley. The structure for the hub would be ready in 18 months. Commissioner for Science and Technology, Mr. Akim Pham, made this known at a news conference in Ikeja, and says that upon successful implementation of the ICT hub, Lagos State will become the catalyst for its penetration and enabling in Nigeria and Africa. Pham explains that the project will produce a new set of entrepreneurs and innovators to address the challenges confronting the information and communication technology sector. According to the commissioner, the government has set up a committee to work on the design and framework of technology hub. Pham says the ICT hub would promote knowledge, employment generation, wealth creation, and economic prosperity for Lagos State government and residents. Nurses in Nigeria have launched a TV project to rebrand the profession. The TV project tagged Nurses on Air is considered as the first of its kind in Africa, a comprehensive TV project and a platform where nurses can connect with the public. The official launch of the TV project took place during the 2018 Nightingale Merit Award on Saturday night at the Great Hall, Sholui, Bagada, Lagos. The team lead, Josiah Jackson Okeshola, explains that the platform will be an avenue to inform the general public about the activities and the nursing profession. According to him, the platform is focused on developing power of media to achieving extraordinary transformation for Africans' nursing service delivery systems. MTN Nigeria has relaunched its enterprise business solution aimed at meeting the communication and connectivity needs of business in the country. It also unveiled a campaign tagged #ManInTheBox as part of strategies to raise public awareness on its business solutions targeted at startups and other enterprises, as well as public sector organizations. MTN's Chief Enterprise Business Officer, Linda St. Onwafo, speaking at the launch in Lagos, says the Man in the Box campaign symbolizes MTN's unwavering dedication and desire to help support business growth and transformation. She explains that the new product is using a wide range of world-class business solutions backed by cutting-edge technology. Ford Oil plc has signed agreements with Chevron Lubricant Europe, Middle East, and Africa for the sales of Texaco-branded lubricant and engine oil in Nigeria. The Texaco-branded lubricant and engine, according to the deal, will be on sale at Ford Oil's fueling stations across the country. Speaking at the launch of the product in Lagos, Stuart Wright, General Manager of Chevron Lubricant, says the agreement means that motorists across Nigeria will have added choice when buying quality engine oil. Ford Oil's head of marketing, Kenneth Otaru, also says the collaboration between Chevron Lubricant, owner of the Texaco brand, and Ford Oil will open new opportunities for Nigerian motorists to purchase high-quality engine oil. The collaboration with Chevron Lubricant, according to him, will allow Nigerian motorists to enjoy a wider selection of engine oil and lubricant assured of the quality guaranteed by both the Ford Oil and Texaco brands. That brings us to the end of Economic Trend on Rock City 101.9 FM, and you want to join us again on Friday, same time, same station. My name is Ololade Sanyaolu. Do have a beautiful day.